Hello everyone, welcome to another Wizards Unite video, and today we're gonna talk about stats. Professor, all your great stat nodes and all that, which ones are the most worth it, the most cost effectiveness in terms of red books. So yeah, this one's for Professor. I also had one out earlier for Magologist, and one's coming up a bit later today for Auras. So if you're Magologist, you can check that one out on my channel. And if you're an Aura, just subscribe and turn on notifications to get that video as soon as it drops. So anyways, let's get into Professors. So the newly hurt Professors, which, by the way, I think people are overreacting a bit, even though, you know, the fix does hurt a lot, but it's not that bad. Professor is still a really great profession. You still got Proficiency Charm, one of the best charms in the game. Defense Charm, or Protection Charm, I mean, that allows Professors and Magologists to achieve 100% defense and not take any damage at all. Like, no other class can actually do that. So there's that. Professor also has relatively great stats, and one of the biggest advantages Professor has over Auras and Magologists, which we'll talk about in this video, is it costs the least to finish up the skill tree. Like, if you compare my sheets, my Professor spreadsheets to the Auras and Magologist, Professor is like literally like half of theirs. Like, it's really cheap to finish Professor. It's really easy to finish a skill tree. Like, you're gonna finish this in no time in comparison to the Auras and Magologist, for those who do want to get every node. So anyways, let's get into this. So let's talk about which nodes are the most worth it for your red book. So let's get into the offensive stats first. Let's talk about power first. So power, everyone should max out all the power nodes, but there are some that, you could maybe lay for later, pick up some other more cost-effective nodes before the later ones. But the first two you should absolutely pick up. Wand Wizardry, that's 3 power per 2 books. That's 1.5 per book. And Pronunciation Proclamation, that's 3 per 4 books. That's 0.75 per book. So these two are a must pick, obviously. And then when you're moving down, Star Power is 4 per 14 book. That's 0.29 per book. And then the second node for Star Power is 5 per 14 books. That's 0.36 per book. So that's extremely not cost effective. Moving on to Fly on a Wall, that's 4. Both of them are 4 per 14 power versus books. So between these two, it's better to pick up Star Power first, because obviously the second node you just get a bit more than Fly on a Wall. So pick up Star Power first and then pick up Fly on a Wall in terms of these two order. So that's power. Moving on to Proficiency Power, that's the second stat you should prioritize after power. So after getting Wand Wizardry, Pronunciation, Proclamation, you should probably look towards picking up the better Proficiency Power ones. So the best ones are Summer Reading, that's 14% Proficiency Power per 2 books. That's 7% per book. And then the second node for Summer Reading is 19 Proficiency Power per 2 books. That's 4.75 per book. And then Dementors, that's a huge drop off after that. It's 20 Proficiency Power per 21. That's 0.95% per book. And then the second node is 26 Proficiency Power for 21 red books. That's 1.24 per book. Quick rounding there. So yeah, you probably want to pick up the Summer Reading, the 2 nodes in Summer Reading first. You could lay off Dementors for later. Really depends on what other stats you want to prioritize. Maybe finish up power first, or put some into stamina, some into defense, right? If you're playing solo, some into accuracy, defense, breach, right? So anyways, moving on to accuracy. Accuracy, if you're playing with an Aura, you don't need this at all. And defense, breach, same thing. But for accuracy, if you do need it, there's only 1 node, so you'll have to pick it up anyways. If you're playing solo, you probably should pick it up, just because the Fierce, Urklings, Pixies, they just dodge so much. So Flight of Fancy, the first one's 5 accuracy per 5 books. That's 1 per book. The second one's 8 accuracy per 10. That's 0.8% per book. And then the last one's 12 per 10. That's 1.2% per book. So you know, not a terrible value here, so, you know, just pick that up if you're playing solo. If you're playing in a group, play with an aura, do not pick this up. Please don't pick this up. Moving on to defense breach. You only got one here as well. Problem solving, that's 7 breach per 5 books, 1.4 breach per book. That's not a terrible pickup as well. If you're playing with an aura, again, do not pick this up. If you're playing solo, then please pick this up. Moving on to precision. Precision is something that I wouldn't really prioritize. I would put this after you're finished with power or proficient power, usually in the other professions. But like the aura one, or not aura, the professor one is really cheap, so you could really just pick this up maybe after you're finished picking up the really good power and proficiency power nodes. You could pick up the precision nodes. So the first one, attention to detail, that's 3 precision per 2 books. That's 1.5 precision per book. And then subliminal understanding is 3 precision per 3 books. That's 1 per book. So these two aren't terrible pickups. So you just pick up the good power and proficiency power ones, and then just pick up precision. Moving on to crit power. This crit power kind of sucks for professors, but crit power like kind of sucks for like everyone, honestly. So don't worry about that. So crit power, you have 2 nodes. A lost masterpiece, that's 9 crit power per 17 books. That's 0.53 per crit power per book. And then American Ingenuity is 11 crit power per 21 books, and that's slightly less than the first one. So you want to prioritize the Lost Masterpiece before the second one. So that's around 0.53 per book. So moving on to the defensive stats in Professor. So for the defensive stats, let's start with stamina. Stamina, there's a lot of nodes for stamina, right? So there's a certain order that you probably want to go for with Professor's stamina. So the most worth it one is from seed to tree. That's 10 stamina per 1 book. So that's 1 book for 10 stamina. Obviously, you want to pick this one up. And then the second best one is the Art of the Stance. That's 11 stamina for 2 books. That's 5.5 per book. And then moving on, there's kind of a bit of a drop off. So the next one is actually the one a bit lower down the skill tree. It's Falling for Quidditch. This one is 15 stamina per 4 books, so that's 3.75 per book. And then don't actually pick up the next node. Go back up the skill tree to Poppy's Prescription. That's 11 stamina per 3 books. That's 3.67 per book. And then Nearly Headless Nick, the first one, is the same thing. 11 stamina per 3 books. That's 3.67 per book as well. And then the second nodes of those two are kind of iffy, but if you really want to go, really want to prioritize one, then go for Nearly Headless Nick over Poppy's Prescription, just because it unlocks a third node that is actually slightly better than the first node at 2.7 per book, instead of just nothing after Poppy's Prescription. And then the last two, Student Teaching. Student Teaching has 2 nodes. So the first one is 17 stamina per 30 books. That's a 0.57 per book. And then the second one is 21 stamina per 30 books. The second one is 0.7 stamina per book. These two do not pick up. These two are like the last 2 nodes you want to pick up. So leave this for the absolute last. Unless you're in a group, then just leave precision, not precision, then leave accuracy and defensive breach for last, then maybe pick up these two for accuracy and defense breach. But if you're playing solo, then absolutely leave these two for last. They're not really cost effective at all. These are the worst in terms of cost effectiveness in the Professor's skill tree. So moving on, let's talk about Deficiency Defense. Good news for Professor, this does not occur in any other profession, is that, well, actually no, it actually doesn't occur in Aura as well. Never mind, I lied. So, but still good news for Professor. You don't have to spend any red books on defense. Just max out that defense and then get that 100% defense with your Protection Charm and all those other notes that you need to unlock with green books to achieve 100% defense. So anyways, Deficiency Defense, there's only literally 1 node that you need to get. That's Legendary Lesson. That's 11 defense per 5 books. That's 2.2 per book. If you're playing in a group, or usually play in a group, don't pick this one up. This is like probably like, if you like purely play in a group, then just throw efficiency defense for like second last to like defense breach, or third last and accuracy. You really don't need this. And then protego power, or actually, if you're playing solo, efficiency defense actually isn't terrible. You probably want to pick those up before the terrible stamina nodes. So yeah, that. Or some of like the really bad crit power ones. So moving on to the last one, protego power, you only have one node for this one as well. Confronting the Faceless, that's 6 protego per 25 books. That's 0.24 protego per book. This one's terrible. You know what? Just put this one like dead last or something. I don't know. If you're solo playing a group, there's like no reason why you want to pick this one up. This is really just terrible. 25 books for 6 protego. Yeah, this is something you want to put last. So don't pick up this one either. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. We went over every single node that professors have that need red books to unlock. So just, hopefully this kind of helps give you guys a sort of an idea for which nodes to go for first, which ones are most cost effective, which ones to not freaking touch, like the protego power one. That's terrible. Wow, I don't think does any other profession have something as bad? Oh, you know what? Actually, the Professor Protego one isn't actually that bad. The Aura one is even worse. So, in terms of cost effectiveness. But anyways, again, this is gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the new channel. Let me know what you guys are going for or your stats you're going for in the comments down below. Like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.